All you need is one component and you can swap around high-end DAC chips from top manufacturers. Hello everyone, welcome to Tabama Hi-Fi Review channel. Today I would like to share my experience of DAC rolling with this H2O TA32, which is retail for $999 currently available. This TA32 is tube hybrid design. Standard chip that come with is Japanese Romuse IC BD34301 chip in there. It also have tube output stage, line input, and headphone amplifier that you can use. BD34301 card, and that DAC is one of my favorite chip currently available. That is a chip that feature in $10,000 Luxman CD players and SACD players and those kind of component. So H2O is utilizing that chip in this TA32 as a standard offering, but they also offer Wolfson A741 dual chip design card as well as ESS 9039 Pro and AKM AK4499EX chips. All those cards are available. So the BD34301 is, if you purchase it separately, is about $150. All other cards are around $199 or $200. All you have to do is unscrew 4 screws at the bottom of this TA32, and there's 2 tiny screws that you have to unscrew to remove digital to analog converter cut from chest of this TA32. So that is easy swap. Slide it into the slot and screw it back. It's one of my favorite DAC along with top-end D93 discrete around $1,000 price range. And plus this one has tube hybrid pre-stage, so which is very good sounding as well. Making these kind of review and sharing my experience, I don't mind putting a lot of work into it, but time consuming, right? I spent a lot of time, so probably this is the first and last one unless there is something significant come along. Probably you may or you may not know these kind of modular designs are regarded as a high-end offering from high-end manufacturers, a modular DAC that you can change the component in there. So this TA32 is make it available for everyone to swap the favorite DAC around $1,000 price range. So that is very good option because sound quality, it can go toe to toe with a lot of high-end players. Don't let the price fool you. That is the one thing that I like to remind you. BD34301 chip is really good depth and very nice rich sound quality with high resolution and detailed sound with very good stereo image that it can offer, and incredibly music and mid-range and high frequency extension without getting fatigued. So that kind of sound quality that it can produce. Pairing it with my reference Acuphase E4000 and this Pioneer S1EX towers without using any subwoofers, it's totally enjoyable. When I swap it out to Wolfson WM8741 dual chip cut in there, sound quality is softer, smoother, not richer, effortlessly soft and neutral sound, but less dynamic. So it's something like older components kind of sound signature, easy to listen and soft and smooth kind of sound with nice resolution without brightness and overall sound signature of the Wolfson WM8741 cut that I've been using on this TA32. But when I'm listening to modern music, it lacks the dynamic attack and immediacy like I want, like deep bass or deep attack or those kind of notes. Compared to BD34301 chip, this Wolfson WM8741 is less depth. Soundstage is narrower. I listen a lot of modern music, orchestra, and heavy metal stuff, so it's not really suited for that kind of music. WM8741 chip doesn't have any noise at all. When I started playing DSD5, it doesn't produce any sound, so that's the one thing that I like to remind you. But if you only stream music, or if you listen CD, or mostly PCM files, should not have any issue like I experienced with DSD5 playing with this Wolfson chip. After that, I swapped it over to ESS 9039 Pro Cut. Volume, I have to match it. That is really necessary to do that because ESS 9039 Pro is about 6 to 8 dB louder than that Wolfson WM8741 chip. So that's the one thing that I like to remind you. If you are auditioning back to back, be sure to match the volume because ESS is much louder. So when I start listening, I can totally appreciate that dynamic and vivid spacious sound with great resolution and separation between the notes with big soundscape. When it comes to stereo image, right, that is not in the level of other BD34301 cut kind of precise and very engaging stereo image, but it does have nice and precise stereo image quality as well, but not to the level of BD34301 in this combination. A little downside of this ESS 9039 Pro combination is over time it can get bright. So that ESS sound signature, the forwardness in upper mid-range and mid-range area can be tiring over time for me. But if you love dynamic immediacy and nice and wide soundscape, that is going to be a great option. Overall depth of the soundscape is not as deep as that Rode Muse IC BD34301 chip can offer in this TA32 combination. After that, I swap it over to Asahi Kasei AKM4499EX card, and it's a ear-changing experience. I mean, the sound is rich, smooth, and velvety highs with engaging mid-range that it can offer. AKM4499EX can be very revealing as well depending on the setup, especially when you're playing it loud, right? So I adjust the loudness and level match accordingly with ESS and other chips, and I recorded as well all the sound sample that you will hear. So playing different type of formats and mix and match and DSD and PCM and different resolution, none of the chip other than that Wolfson 8741 chip had a DSD playback issue. It doesn't play at all. I mean, no sound at all. So that's the one thing. Other chips have no problem. And then BD34301 may make tiny bit of pop sound when the format changes. That's about it, nothing major, right? ESS and AKM chips doesn't make any tiny, not even tiny bit of pop sound when it's changing formats or changing the resolution. So when I was listening this AKM chip card, I thoroughly enjoy listening over ESS sound signature. So out of these 4 cards, my favorite things about this AKM4499EX is incredible human voices and vocals that it can deliver. Probably one of the best sounding in mid-range quality, especially human voices with this TA32 combination. ESS and the AKM soundstage is about the same. I will give it 8.5 out of 10 for the soundstage of this AKM4499EX chip design. But depth is deeper. I have to give it probably like 9 out of 10 compared to ESS. ESS is going to be 8 out of 10 in that depth wise. So this AKM is almost equally good as a BD34301 chip in the depth of the soundscape that it can offer. For the bass quality wise, I will say BD34301 has richer bass quality, Second to that is this AKM 4499EX and ESS. ESS is going to be not to the rich sounding level. It's going to be dynamic, vivid, and tight bass quality. The Wilson WM8741 dual chip cut is going to be among the softest one that I experience. If you only listen to jazz or oldies or those kind of music, suits you well with that WM8741 chip cut in this TA32. But if you only listen to modern music or very dynamic music, I will say ESS or the AKM chips are going to be great options. So this is going to be my rating of these 4 different type of DAC cut that I tried. So my first one is going to be BD34301 in terms of rich and deep sound with very nice immediacy and sound quality that it can offer, as well as maintaining musicality without over producing in resolution and detailed sound, yet still give you absolute detailed sound quality in engaging manner. So that is going to be my favorite. My second favorite is AKM 4499EX in this TA32 combination for absolutely best mid-range quality with nice high frequency extension with deep and rich side of tonal balance with engaging sound that it can offer. And my third is going to be ESS 9039 Pro because it has dynamic and vivid sound signature with absolutely revealing hi-fi sound with a lot of micro detail, and everything is offered vividly and dynamically. My fourth is going to be Wilson WM8741 dual chip cut. I mean, that is more to do with my personal taste. Your experience and your system may offer different experience, but in my opinion, BD34301 and AKM 4499EX can't go wrong in any system. H2O made a great choice offering BD34301 as a standard, but you have other 3 options that you can choose. So if you want a little bit more dynamic sound, still giving you nice and smooth velvety sound, you can go with the AKM 4499EX. So those 2 gonna be my favorite for this TA32. That is my deck rolling experience that I like to share with. Thank you for watching and happy listening.
Without the bleeding, and I tell you why I blame.